Welcome back to our Great Lakes Post Big Ten women's basketball previews. Today we're going to look at Wisconsin, and we are pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Badgers, Marisa Moseley, heading into her first season at the helm in Madison. How's it going?
Going really well. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's just start off with this. How's it been going? 6 months into the job, what's been going on so far?
Yeah, so, got here right around the beginning of May. Well, I guess, no, the beginning of April. Sheesh. And met my team. Most of that was virtual. Some people I was able to meet in person. And then everyone arrived in June for summer school. So that was really great. I guess a benefit of COVID is that I had two international players who ended up being able to come for the whole summer session, which was great. So all of us were in person together, and we're really able to kind of establish our culture, mindset. We did quite a bit of training around the mental part of the game in addition to the physical part. And have been doing a ton of recruiting as well. So all in all, I can't believe we started classes yesterday, and our kids have just, 2 days ago, and our kids have just been really excited about being back here in Madison and getting after it, like a couple months out from our first game.
What I know that as when jobs open like this, you're looking around trying to see what's out there. What made you decide to come here?
Yeah, I think being from the East Coast originally, it wasn't as if Wisconsin was always kind of this maybe dream destination for me. But when I was approached about the opportunity, I felt as though I needed to make sure I had an open mind. And the more I spoke with Mac and the administration, and just understanding kind of what the university, the institution itself offered, the athletic department offered, and seeing the level of excellence that all the other sports had already attained, I thought, there's a lot of really great things here set up to make sure that Wisconsin women's basketball reaches that same level. And I love the challenge of it and wanted the opportunity to really embrace that.
Well, you're, obviously, from being from the East Coast, how insane this conference is, especially in the last few years. We saw teams like, Michigan, Iowa. You look at, Ohio State's always good. Michigan State's always good. Indiana. There's just so many more. And this is going to, Maryland as well. You know how this conference is and all that. What you knew what you were getting into with this Big Ten. How do you think that you're going to get up to what they are? Because this conference is pretty insane.
Yeah, I think for me, having come, arguably one of the best programs in the history of women's basketball at UConn, and for the years that I was there, I think that really prepared me to understand what it takes to not only build, but to sustain a winning culture. And so I was really excited about this challenge. Like I said, I knew that we're not going to be an overnight success story, right? It's not, but we're also not going to be a one-hit wonder. So in order to sustain success, you have to build a really strong foundation. And I think that's what we're establishing this year. And then we've got to chip away a little bit each season, and at the same time I'm not very patient, so I'm not going to also want this to take 5-6 years to do. So I think our kids are primed and excited. I think they recognize that they're capable of doing more than they've accomplished in the past, and I also think that we have some crop of young recruits and talented kids around the state and around the country who are also kind of intrigued and excited about what Wisconsin can become here in the future.
Talk about some of the players that you have.
Yeah, so Julie Pospisilova, she's a junior for us, and from the Czech Republic, was one cut away from making her national team for the Czech, and I just think is a really special player who we're going to be able to utilize in a lot of different ways within our offense, and she's actually a phenomenal defensive player as well. So really excited to see her. Sid Hilliard returning for us as well. Native from Wisconsin, can get to the rim at will, has just an incredible winning mindset. And I think we're going to be able to put her in a position where she's not going to have to necessarily carry everything on her shoulders. And so I think she'll be that much more effective. I think, we return some other really talented players in Alex Luring, who is just a knockdown shooter, two rising sophomores, and Hallie Douglas and Brooke Schrammick, who contributed last year, and I think will have an ability to contribute some more. And then, we've got some incoming freshmen as well, who I think will be able to make an impact. But as we know, freshmen, you never know exactly what you're going to get. Freshman year is always kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. You're just trying to keep your head above water oftentimes, but we've got some young and hungry freshmen as well. So looking forward to this group. And then I brought my point guard, Katie Nelson from Boston with me, which I think will take some of the pressure off of, as a fifth year senior, taking some of the pressure off of some of our other perimeter players to be able to kind of move off the ball and do some other things. So excited about this group.
Challenges of building a staff is always something with new coaches. What was it like trying to put your staff together?
Yeah, I knew and every staff that I've been a part of, and then, building my Boston one and now building Wisconsin, is I wanted two things: people who were really good people who were also winners. And because I really truly believe that winning begets winning. And so, I was fortunate enough to bring two of my members from Boston with me, my one of my assistant coaches, and then my director of operations, which is a critical. Anyone who's coaching knows how critical that spot is. And then I was able to hire Scott Merritt, who previously was at Illinois, but also played at Marquette and coached at Marquette, and has a great, pedigree of winning and also building back Marquette women's basketball when he first got there. And then Caroline Doty, one of my former players from UConn, who had won 3 national championships. So despite the fact that she hadn't coached before, I knew she understood the game and we could teach her the other stuff, but that winning mindset and understanding what excellence looks like, she absolutely lived that. And so I think she has some great lived experiences that she can share with our players.
Yeah. So when you look at where your team is at, I know you've gotten through workouts and all that. I know you're a few months away from the season, probably getting on the recruiting trail, as many of the coaches are right now. But to kind of talk about what this team kind of brings and what have you seen out of this group? What can we expect out of you guys this year?
Yeah, I think we're going to be disciplined and we're going to have some structure, but then we'll also give them a little bit of autonomy to play. I really pride myself on being able to not just run plays, but teach you how to play. So kind of take what the defense gives us. In transition, we want to be able to push the ball, but in a deliberate way. So if we have an open three or we've got an open layup, we'll take it. But otherwise, we're going to flow into a secondary that will enable us to really control the tempo and pace of the game. Defensively, we're going to be aggressive and, try to limit our opponent's 3-point makes and really try to get them to take contested twos. That's always the goal. Maybe a little bit of pressing, but we don't really have a pressing type team, but just more of a containment. But ultimately, you're just going to see a team who goes out and competes every single contest and expects to win, right? No matter the opponent, we're going to go out with the mindset that we're expecting to win. And I think that will be a huge shift in the way that we're approaching our games.
Yeah. All right, Marisa Moseley, thank you for spending a few minutes with us, and good luck this season, and let's talk to you later on in the year.
All right, thank you so much, Casey. Appreciate it.